a great Sunday night matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Seattle Seahawks.
They go play action here on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. And this offensive unit should have a lot of juice coming off the big output that they had 1 week ago.
Nothing like confidence, is there? When you've played well the week before, you can't wait to get back on the field and do it again.
Play action. Now Griffin. He's going to rifle one deep left side. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And let's take a look at the defensive starters for Kansas City.
Dontari Poe emerged on the scene fast as a young player and continues to make big plays at defensive tackle.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. On 3rd down, Griffin. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off. It's the Pro Bowl corner, Joe Hayden with it. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Now a play fake here on first down. Finding time. On the right side, it's Hilton with a catch. Roughing the pass here, but Charles, that's a good call. But these days, you know quarterbacks, they're very protective.
We know how protected they are, and if it's anything borderline, they're going to get the call. But as a defender, that's hard to swallow sometimes because there's so many of these bang-bang plays.
They come out here in the eye. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. They'll hand it off. This is Charles. And he's not going anywhere to start the night. They stop him at the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. On second down, Taylor. Caught left side by Hilton. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line.
Partner, they weren't quite in the red zone, but things are starting to get condensed on the field. Throwing the corner route there, really nice play because it gives them a little bit of room to complete it. A nickel look by Seattle on 3rd down.
Yep, 5 defensive backs now. Short yardage situation. Here's Charles. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead them to 4th down. Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And no field goal try here from the red zone. Offense out there. They'll go for it on 4th. Running it with a fullback, Burton. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They run it. It's Charles.
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Now, that was a good job by the defense swarming to the football. And you know it's no cinch that you're going to be able to get the ball into the end zone against them. They're number 2 against the run. So what's an offensive coordinator to do? Check your playlist.
Now they'll throw with Taylor. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Travis Kelce, the Pro Bowl tight end, the intended target. And it'll bring up third down. And the offense on the field for the first time today, and they were high-powered a week ago.
And they're beginning to believe that they've established a groove. They expect those type of performances each and every week. Running it, throwing it, they're precise.
An extra defensive back on the field here for third and goal. Here's Taylor. This will be caught just inside the 10. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up fourth.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a fourth down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And the Chiefs are out to a 3-0 lead. So not exactly jubilation over on that visiting sideline, but at least a high 5 or 2 for their kicker as he gets them the first points of the night here on the opening drive.
And 3 points are not to be underestimated. You're on the road, under the lights, national TV audience. You want to come out and look good, and that's a good start right there.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
They go play action. Griffin. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. From the gun on third down, Griffin. Jordan Reed has it. And he's brought down after a good gain. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. On first and 10, it's Griffin. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked up by the all-pro corner, Josh Norman. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And we get a peek at the defensive starters, and it's a unit that really needs to do better than they did last week.
So I would expect them to come out with a lot more emotion this week, flying around, trying to establish a new tone, because last week, they didn't feel good about it all.
They were ready for what the defense was showing. They had prepared for that look, recognized it, went straight to the air, got the first. Well done.
Love the recognition because you can prepare for everything. You can watch the tape and put together your game plan, but you still have to understand what they're doing in terms of what they're showing and be able to adjust accordingly, and they did exactly that.
The 20. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Damian Williams, his second touchdown on the season, and the Chiefs add on to their lead. Well, a lot of things have to go right for an option pitch to be successful. Everything lined up there on the long run.
It does, because you have to make the proper read. It doesn't matter what guy you've decided is going to be read on the defensive front. You still have to execute it. If he comes to the quarterback, you saw there, pitch it out to the running back, and off he goes. A lot of teams don't like to run the option because they don't like having their quarterback hit.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game. Now, that was well defended, and as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms, or you're going to have to fight your way through it by getting through some blocking. That was a really nice play there.
A nice gain of 21 yards.
I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains, and really it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that they would get him involved early. They're doubling down on getting him involved early.
Don't be surprised they'll come right back to him again. They haven't shown the propensity to be able to stop him.
Throwing again, Griffin. And this is Gabriel on the catch. Down the numbers. There he goes. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Taylor Gabriel, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks able to make this a close game again. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. That's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long, man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. That's fielded in the end zone. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
When we sat with the coaching staff a couple of days ago, they said attacking that defensive look with a run, something they wanted to do, it was effective.
And they were extremely confident, weren't they? Their planning, their preparation, they knew what they were going to get in that defense, and they were able to attack it accordingly.
On first down, it's Charles again. And he lost the football. Charles loses it. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent. But you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
2nd and 10. Once again, Griffin firing quickly here, and that's complete. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Taylor Gabriel, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. Stephen Hauschka for the point after. It's up and good, and the lead moves to 15-10. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
Now it's Taylor. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
They go play action now. Taylor. He's got time. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin as the Chiefs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. And they've got it here with a 1st down. From the shotgun, it's Taylor. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
Again, now it's Taylor on 2nd and 10. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch, counter punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. They'll run it now out of the gun. Just a couple there on the 2nd down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
To throw is RG3. Left side complete, Safarian Jenkins. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down.
That goes in the category of a play that the defense is going to cherish and excites them. A completion, yes, you give up the pass, but no gain. I mean, that's exactly what you want on defense.
And sets up the 4th down. So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. The play clock's running down. Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back. And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. Here we go on 4th down with Griffin. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety here, Ron Parker. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half. And you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest. We're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here. But he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about.
And he loses the football a second time. Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. Fumbles, that's how you get in the coach's doghouse. The first one lost and it hurt. This time you lose it and it's taken in for a score. It really hurt.
And about that doghouse, it won't exactly be comfortable, and it definitely won't be air-conditioned.
Milk bones?
None.
And he knocks it through. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This will be taken short. As Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense.
And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. LeGarrette Blount, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. And that one makes this a 19-point game. Now to send this one away following the score. Short kick here, fielded about the 17. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
They go play action here on first down. Escaping the pressure right. And almost intercepted. It would have been his second pick of the game. Instead, it'll be second down.
The name of the game is always on defense, put pressure on the quarterback. And that's exactly what they've done today. It looks like they've got him a little bit rattled.
And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. And with that, they're now out of timeouts. And still plenty of time remaining here in this second quarter. Second down following the incompletion. Out of the gun, it's Taylor. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
Really nice connection on the corner route. This is a play where the receiver wants to set up the defensive back by moving him inside and then breaking back to the corner.
Caught. Kelsey, left side. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Second down now after the pass completion.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely. I mean, size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
A first down carry here for Charles. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4. Defensively, the tackle by Cam Chancellor.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
No surprise there, Jadeveon Clowney with a tackle for loss. We all know how he became one of the most famous players in football, though, don't we remember?
Oh, that one play.
Yeah, that one big-time play. It was on highlights everywhere. They want to see more of that here in the NFL.
The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yeah, it's now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way. Anytime the ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch it. Doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
And the seemingly endless drive continues. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Taylor, and that is incomplete.
Defending an out route is awfully difficult because the best receivers try and sell an inside move before they break to the out, and you have to respect that as a defensive guy, because if you let them, what they say, cross your face or get across you in the middle of the field, usually you're beating on a route, and that's an easier throw for the quarterback. So you ordinarily take a step over to make sure you seal that off. In this case, he was able to not only do that, but react back to the sideline and bat the ball down.
Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Very tough spot here for the offense to start. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down. So a pause here for us as well. Time to pay some bills. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. 4 yards remaining now on 2nd down. They'll come out in the pistol. On 2nd down, here's Griffin. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
They'll toss it to Ajayi. And some room to roam now. So he got his hands a little too far outside. The ref caught him, threw the flag. And the Chiefs showing a dime look as they defend this 3rd down. Play action. Now Griffin. They got his man complete. And he's brought down after a good gain. A big 30-yard play on 3rd. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome...
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Justin Houston in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. They go play action. Griffin, he's going to rifle one deep left side. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. One receiver left is Hilton. After the interception, here's Taylor. He'll let this thing go for Sanders. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
Again, now it's Taylor on 2nd and 10. Sanders has it over the middle. And he's eventually brought down, but not before he reaches the 39, just shy of the 40. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback and his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged, because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and find.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And they're going to go soft on the corners. They go play action with Taylor. Under pressure, they got him again. J.J. Watt in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs are going to lead to a 3rd and long. And the defense will try and pin their ears back and get pressure again here after the sack. It's 3rd down. To throw is Taylor. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And unable to connect on the long pass. It falls down incomplete. So we are at halftime here in downtown Seattle with the Seahawks out in front. As we send you across the country to Orlando, standing by there, Larry Ridley with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry? Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Tyreek Hill on the return. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting.
Jamal Charles, nobody in front. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. It's a big run there by Charles. And even 50 yards. So it'll be first down here after the run. From the gun, it's Taylor. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
There's so much precision in an offense, especially when you're throwing the ball. And in an out route, plenty of it. How about the quarterback hitting his back foot, ball's out of his hands, receiver making his break, making his cut. He's got to time up perfectly. Not always easy to do.
Just let him a little too much.
Yeah, I remember back in the good old days, I was talking to a quarterback, and he said everything they did was on the count system. So when he took a snap, he counted in his head for certain routes, different time frames for each one, and he knew if the ball wasn't out of his hand at that point, he'd better eat it because the play was dead.
And they're going to speed things up here. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Taylor. And this is going to be incomplete. His favorite target, Travis Kelce, the intended receiver. And it's 4th and 4.
All right, let's go ahead and try and get into the body and the mind of the linebackers. Yeah, I know they're bigger and stronger than I ever was, but in this situation, they understood what was going on as much as the offensive guys, because the offensive guys always taught, find the first down sticks and make the play. Well, on defense, what do you want to do? Guard the first down line. Make sure they don't get there and tackle them in front. They were able to drop in their zone coverage, figure out where the first down line was, and end up making the play, swatting it away so they couldn't get the completion.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Here's Taylor, and this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. He's been a frequent target, and with catches like that, one-handed in the end zone, I'd keep going his way.
And he's doing it every which way, isn't he? 2 hands, and in this case, we just saw it with 1 hand. Almost reminds me of a great return of service guy in tennis. No matter how you whack it at him, it comes back at you. In this case, it just envelops it and brings it in.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here.
Ready, flag, 32.
Off the play fake. Here's Griffin. Caught. Safarian Jenkins, right side. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
So a 3rd and 9 and 6 defensive backs out there in the dime.
Patrolling the passing lanes.
To throw is RG3. He sets to fire deep. He's got him in. Complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Josh Gordon, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. Short kick here, fielded about the 17. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, we gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. Second down following the run.
Let's go.
Out of the gun, it's Taylor. Caught, Kelsey, left side. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Now Taylor, flush to his right. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. They run with Ajayi. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. They give them 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
They run again with a J. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Yeah, let me puff out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
They come out here in the I. Now it's a Jai. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down.
So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape for this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw. But you know their defense is going to be. But we put up big points all game long. The defense is going to win one every now and then.
And with a 3rd and 14, we have 6 defensive backs out there now defensively. Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. He gets a good chunk of yards there, 8 all told, but they're still looking at a 4th down. And that is not going to get there. Oh, he missed it short. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So it's an empty possession there, and you'd have to say it's not like him to come up short on a kick like that.
Yeah, and it's real easy for me to say this, but anything in the 40 to 49-yard range should be pretty automatic for an NFL kicker, especially in terms of at least getting it there. So you're right. That is a surprise that this would come up short.
And he goes in motion here in the backfield. They go back to the air here after the INT. Screen pass to Charles. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. A good pickup there on first as the screen pass gets him 8.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Come on, let's go!
On second down, here's Taylor. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. He went backwards 5 yards there on 3rd down to bring up 4th. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Taylor flushed out right. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive.